Hey everybody, Brian Von Via here, back at it again with another set of D&D stories. Today we're going to be talking about moments in D&D that spiraled way out of control. My game has an Aarakocra player. The party is low level, so flight is overpowered as hell sometimes. I normally counter this with ranged units. I was lazy once and didn't fully read the descriptions of the random zombie-like units I was tossing in. We have a rule at our table that says no one can change canon once it's canon. Once I read the description, I didn't see anything wrong. The zombie-like horde wasn't too hard, they all had low stats, but the sheer number of them was going to put some pressure on the party of 5 players. Cue the encounter. The party hears growling and scraping as they turn the corner. They see a small horde about 15 to 18 zombies ahead of them. The Aarakocra then flies and parks himself 6 feet above the horde, strangely not attacking. Then the party all stands there laughing, and I am really confused. I ask what's up and they tell me to read the zombie's description carefully. My eyes go wide as I realize what I have done. The zombies will only attack the closest hostile unit. And due to an intelligence of 3, they won't care if they can actually reach the hostile unit. The next 20 minutes was me role-playing a horde of zombies reaching for the Aarakocra while the rest of the party slowly killed them all with ranged weapons. Now, in a sense, this is not a terrible thing because mindless creatures that only have a desire to eat probably would just do that. They would look up and go, and try to grab the Aarakocra. So in reality, this is kind of ingenious. Good job on the roleplay. Came across a magical whirlpool. Threw a gold coin into it. Out came a little gold bell. So my character began throwing in more stuff of higher value. And more stuff of higher value came out. Stuff like a potion, an elemental gem. So I decided to throw in a spell of clone. Out of the whirlpool came a perfect clone of my character, complete with a copy of everything in my inventory. The whirlpool cracked from the massive amount of magic. Then my party decided to try and drown me, well, my clone, which was impossible since I'm a lich. And then they attacked my clone, killing it, only for it to show up at my phylactery. Now my clone has joined the big bad evil guy and everything has gone completely out of control. The clone convinced my family to turn on my party, kidnapped my character's fiance's little sister, attacked the home of the other 2 party members, broke into our castle and stole our shit, and broke our teleportation circle. Yeah, just everything went way out of control. I tried to start a fight and made a crime scene. Context. I decided that to clear the plaza we were in, I would start a fight between 2 random NPCs. The problem was I forgot I could deal more than 6 attack damage barehanded. So I one-punched a man, killing him instantly. And at this point, I kinda panicked and went with it. So basically, a leather warforged punched a man in the back of the head, killed him instantly, and proceeded to pin the blame on another random NPC, pointing at him and screaming, "Why did you kill this man?" My deception was so darn high, the poor guy literally believed he just committed murder. In broad daylight. And he never knew why. He then screams, "Why did I kill this man?" Then the entire plaza angrily screamed, "Why did you kill this man?" and chased him out of town. It's like a Monty Python skit. I kinda wish they caught him, because now there's some poor bastard out there paying for my stupidity, and I cannot fix it. I deleted the character in a negative mood weeks later. I feel that, though. I joined a campaign midway through, and in 3 long sessions, I went from being stuck on an island to fighting a dire bear by myself, to finding out the big bad evil guy is the planet, and it will consume everything and everyone. Had my players start their campaign locked in a dungeon for a crime they clearly didn't commit, and I had originally planned for them to find a way to sneak out unseen or wait for a moment, and eventually an explosion would cause the power in the area to go out, which would have released them. Did my players do either of those things? No. They instantly managed to break out of jail when one of the party members, who was literally a ghost class, possessed a guard and made him open the gate to the cell which housed the kobold. This poor guard was very confused as to why he was suddenly freeing this prisoner. Another guard came to check what all the commotion was about, only for the ghost class PC who was possessing the first guard to force them to brutally kill the other guard, who was only checking on what was going on, in cold blood. Then the player convinced this poor guard, who had just killed his friend, that it was all his own doing, and that his friends and family would hunt him and kill him for it. Now scared for his life and generally believing he was in full control of what he had just done, the guard sprinted outside and threw himself off a cliff to his death out of guilt. Talk about the ultimate case of gaslighting right there. Had one of my friends host a one-shot for a Christmas session. He decided that Krampus would try to ruin Christmas and that the party needed to stop him. The party infiltrated the North Pole village, avoiding an army of dark elves. The party freed Santa's elves along the way and eventually figured out what had happened to Santa. Krampus attacked the North Pole and killed Santa. This information turned our halfling assassin into a murder hobo, attacking droves of dark elves and nearly dying on multiple occasions. After barely surviving the village encounters, the party makes it to the Krampus encounter. The party completed an elaborate dungeon filled with 5 different puzzles, all derived from the Saw franchise. For reference, not easy at all. Yeah, I can see that. Throughout the entire dungeon, the halfling player had gotten progressively more annoying because he wasn't able to help Santa. The combination of mentally draining Saw puzzles and this player caused 2 out of the 5 party members to leave the table in anger. What happened next was glorious. My gunslinger nodded to our wizard, and we knew what needed to be done. The wizard opened a portal to a different dimension, and I drop-kicked our halfling through it. I took off my bandolier of dynamite and threw it in after him. Our DM didn't ask anyone to roll, as he also did not like this player and asked him to leave. TLDR, halfling couldn't save Santa, turned murder hobo, and got blown up by the remaining party members. I tried to DM a homebrew campaign once. To challenge myself and push myself out of my comfort zone, I decided to make a tiefling bard NPC. And, of course, to follow the stereotype. I almost named her Chastity, but I felt that would be a little bit on the nose. So I went with Charity instead, because she loves to give. She was a bit flirty, to say the least. Once the players noticed her nature, one jumped on it. He started to really focus on her and get some answers about the community. They talked for a good few minutes, until another player said to just do it and get it over with. Well, obviously she was flirty, but I didn't think the player wanted them to do anything. I thought he was just trying to get more information on the conflict of the campaign and everything. Oh, wrong. The player confirmed that he indeed wanted that. I didn't expect anyone to actually have to do anything, so I didn't really know what to do. Of course, we faded to black, but I took a page from other players and the usual DM's notebook and had the player roll for, performance. Nat 1. Charity got pregnant. Then this turned into the other 2 players obsessively attempting to do it with Charity's brother every chance they got. Turns out they knew it made me uncomfortable and just wanted to see how far they could push me. Anyways, I never expected to DM so many fades to black, but also, that sounds like a terrible group of people, and I hope you never played with them again, because that's gross. Level 3 party. We were sent to investigate a bathhouse that was supposedly housing the cultist hideout. Simple recon mission. We went in as customers, left our stuff in a chest, and went to take a bath. Our cleric went in for a private massage. And with his passive perception, he detected hidden doors leading to the basement. While he is getting the massage, I decide to talk to the staff and casually say, "Wow, it's such a nice place. Guess the rumors about disappearing people must be lies, huh?" At this moment, one of the staff girls asks if I'd like a private massage. I think I'm very clever, and she wants to go private to ask me to save her from cultists or something. She then tries to stab me, yelling something about Bahal. I managed to take her dagger and stab her in the back, aka sneak attack. Well, she barely survived, yelled for help, and a bunch of cultists showed up. Mind that we're all butt naked. I have a dagger, the paladin has no weapons, the bard can only cast spells that don't require material components, and the cleric has 2 spell slots for healing. No armor, no shields, and the floor is slippery wet. What follows is a memorable combat that set up the tone for our party for the campaign. I refer to it as the Bloodbath Incident. Still not sure how we survived that one. You channeled your inner Jason Statham from Transporter 3 and just went crazy. At the end of an arc, I collected a dagger named, I don't think I could even do that, but it's Narlathep, the which is said to be a tentacle cut from Cthulhu. It would grant 4 times damage dice on critical hits. However, whenever I crit, I would slowly be charging the power of the dagger. Skip forward a couple of arcs and we enter a time loop of 3 days. At the end of the 3rd day, Cthulhu would break out of the dagger and evil portals would open. Essentially, the end of the world. I would have to stab myself with the dagger to stop this from happening, and we would all wake up on day 1 again. Every time we started from day 1, the party had to make intelligence saving throws to determine if we gain a level of insanity. Then later, a charisma saving throw to see if we actually are affected by these traits. Our task was to destroy the dagger with the Star Forge, but we needed 5 magic gems to open the entrance to the forge. So here we are with all the gems and the location of the forge. The one guy who was carrying the gems failed his charisma save and gained a 4th level of insanity. Oh, he ran off, driven mad, and the rest of the party went to the Star Forge to see if he had gone there. We get to the forge, and it was open. Not knowing where our insane party member had gone, we went down into the forge. The other members of the party said, "Well, okay, throw it in." I said, "I think I like this dagger," as the dagger was evil, and I wanted to play off as the dagger was consuming me. I ended up fighting the 2 party members I was with and ultimately lost after putting up a good effort. Our paladin threw my dagger into the forge and it was gone. Next thing we knew, there's our sorcerer emerging from a nook of the forge wearing a crown flowing with the evil of Cthulhu and started to fight us. This caught us all off guard and we had to fight him, which would have been easy before, but while wearing this crown, he was pretty much the equivalent of the strongest enemy we'd ever faced. We had almost lost our party, but we brought him down to enough health where he teleported away. The 2 party members that had to fight me, and also our sorcerer, were super pissed and said it pretty much ruined us finally destroying the dagger because this took 2 months worth of sessions to complete, and now we could not enjoy the victory together. My sorcerer's character ended up getting killed off, and the rest of us disbanded as a party, and we're having a 5-year time jump in-game. So, next session, we're going to see where that takes us. All in all, instead of being victorious and celebrating together as a little family, we left angry and split up the party. That's always a bad way to end a game, I'm sorry. We went from, "Let's help the elves with the wildlife attacks," to, "Let's destroy the elven kingdom in 2 sessions." Sounds like a real dwarf thing to do. I'm proud of you. The attacks were because of humans employing druids to get them more territory. The plan was for the party to side with the elves and have the big bad evil guy be the leader of the druids. I really can't say this with a straight face, but the elves made the dwarf mad, and the dwarf convinced the party to side with the humans and become the leaders of a new city-state and be hostile towards any elves near them. They set up on the elven border. It took an additional 2 sessions after they switched sides for them to try to build a nuclear weapon. The campaign ended there due to scheduling conflicts. However, in a new game with the dwarf's player, I mentioned the Elven Kingdom falling due to a new human expansion. I did not, however, include any of the technological advances the dwarf made, including, but not limited to, nitroglycerin, explosive bullets, the specific city-state, a nuke powered by U-236, a nuke powered by kobolds, a holy nuke, and a new species of pineapple. What's with the pineapple? Is that just to literally throw everybody for a loop because you got me? Hey everybody, Brian Von VA here checking in after the vid. Please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, ring that bell, and of course, at the very end of everything, go and comment down below. Tell us about a way your D&D campaign spiraled right out of control. All the love, everyone.